one way I suppose we could, well, I've been thinking about just the, how I'm being received by the world, in what ways I am or am not being received in my outward facing self. And I notice that, like, if we suppose that I'm just going to go completely just keep uploading all kinds of whatever I'm going to upload, there's no real way anybody can keep track of it, which is entirely the point. I want to demonstrate, I want to give a logical demonstration of the messiness of human subjectivity, how complicated it is, how irreducible it is across discourses, or even within one discourse, irreducible. The singularity of the individual human subject. So I guess if there are people like me that are just spouting off into the ether, as it were, and also there's not really, because if I'm ranting and raving about Gottlob Frege and then I'm like, hey, this is a great track, love is free, baby, Gottlob Frege. That's messy and complicated, and it's basically inadmissible in any one discourse or context in life. And yet, hey, if I think, I just don't think it's all that far-fetched to think that details about one's most intimate self, that those intimate details don't somehow thematize a great number of preparatory proto-discourses or groundwork of discourses. It's primary material in the psychoanalytic sense. So if there's anybody like me who's just spouting into the ether, and at the same time there's no etiquette or social mores for in turn symbolizing what I'm already symbolizing, because just because I'm symbolizing it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to want to symbolize it, or you think it's rubbish or whatever, then but what I'm trying to get across, how come I cannot get across what I need to get across? Where is the crossing? This one's very slippery. It's like I get it and then it leaves. Oh, yeah, well, it's psychoanalysts would probably be emboldened by this comment. Well, it's, do I function then as some kind of public civic unconscious? Yeah, I never like these ways. I never like the word unconscious. It's just, I've been unconscious before. I've been knocked unconscious. I was mugged once and knocked unconscious in Barcelona. Have I told that story? Yeah, I was out at Tronic. It was Tronic Records night, and real quick, I got totally roofied, and I was just flattened. And I woke up in the hospital the next morning, and I was missing my money and my shit, and they didn't take my passport. Well, that's all. You know, the time that I was roofied in Barcelona, yeah, like that's part of the background phenomenology. Like, you better believe that has to do with my efforts to do bridge building between continental and analytic philosophy. Of course it does. I mean, I haven't really thought that much about the explicit connection between those events. I was already quite, I mean, I was pretty old. When did that happen? It was 2012 at Sonar. Yeah, I was an adult, so. But nevertheless, it affects it. Sure, it affects it. I mean, everything is admissible psychoanalytic data. Why not?